Hello, I'm Derek John Johnson, Derek's master name, his fem name, and boy oh boy, I'm big angry over this fucking new Arkansas House bill, which is essentially forcing trans kids to live as their biological gender. The bill in question actually has several fallacies, which basically says that, oh, trans kids come to identify with their biological gender if they live long enough. No, that's not fucking true. Then goes on to pull, well, the suicide rates stay the same after transition because of people like you! Boy, more bullshit about how puberty blockers are permanent. Damn it, they fucking don't. Basically, this bill would ban children from seeking hormone treatment or gender surgeries. Now, to be fair, I don't think some kids should be getting, like, the surgeries or the hormones when they're, like, super young. But around, like, 14, 15, I honestly think kids are responsible enough to get HRT as young as maybe even 12 or 13, because, again, their body's already going through puberty. This is just a way to prevent their body from going through puberty that they cannot handle and never will be able to. Oh boy, the bill just keeps lying, saying, well, there have been no studies proving the efficiency of cross-sex hormones in gender transition. Yeah, there have, you're just choosing to ignore them. Oh boy, fear-mongering. Talking about how you'll have heart attacks and strokes and hypertension and increased risk of breast and uterine cancers. Irreversible infertility. Okay, fine, the infertility thing is true, but it's not really irreversible. There have been people who have, like, fully medically transitioned who have been able to, have children. Like Thomas Beatty. I don't remember his name, but the trans guy who got pregnant with his wife. Him. Like that, but again, a trans girl who has not had her genitalia surgery yet can still get somebody pregnant, because, she still got the sperm. And you can be on hormones and not have yes, you have to go off hormones temporarily, but, like, that's not irreversible if there's a way to reverse it. Plus, not everyone wants children. Then talks about, how there have been more referrals for children to have genitalia surgery. Name one. Seriously, anyone. I'm waiting. I will wait here for the rest of the goddamn year. And you still probably can never provide any doctor who is reputable who is doing that. Another thing is the vague use of children. Now, I think everybody would agree that, allowing a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old to undergo surgery would not be a wise idea, considering, they're still children. Very, very young. But a 13, 14-year-old? Maybe not genitalia surgery, but, like, hormones seems perfectly reasonable. Okay, here's where we get to one. Between 2015 and 2016, gender reassignment surgeries increased by nearly 20% in the United States. So, for starters, we know more about gender than we did in the previous years. There are more trans people because there's more that we know now. There's more options. Agender, gender fluid as I am. All the other categories, they always existed. We just didn't really pay attention to them or, know much about them until more recently. And here's the thing. Why is this such a big deal? You shouldn't care unless, it's like people who aren't, who don't actually want to be another gender transitioning, because again, that can be harmful, but I see no evidence to see that's the case. Detransition is extremely rare. Okay, then they go here, basically the definitions are: biological sex means the biological indication of male and female. There's more sexes than that. In the context of reproductive potential or capacity such as sex chromosomes, naturally occurring sex hormones. Estrogen, estrogen you get and testosterone you get when you transition, those are pretty much the same as, like, natural hormones, Yeah, they make it so, going through all the gender surgeries makes it so you can't, have babies, but, like, well, usually. But, like, that's mostly because of the surgery basically reconstructing into a way where it can't do things that way. But, like, adoption exists. You have options if you want to have kids later on. Boy, the wording in this bill. Cross-sex hormones means testosterone or other androgens. So no estrogen, huh? Hey, trans woman! Hey, young trans woman still being forced to live as male. You have the opportunity. Go! Get your hormones. They haven't banned it yet. Given to biological female. Trans women are biologically female. They're just not biological. They just weren't born that way, and they're not biological females in the oh, wait, they are biological females. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. In the traditional sense. Yeah, kind of stumbled over my words there a bit. Oh, wait, yeah, here they also mean to testosterone. They also go to estrogen given to biological males. Would you stop it with the biological male, biological female crap? In order to make them become women. Okay, they just define gender here correctly, which is odd. Then gender refinement surgery, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Means which a person. Okay, here we go. Gender transition means the process in which a person goes from identifying with and living as a gender that corresponds to his or her biological sex, to identifying living with a gender different from his or her biological sex, and may involve social, legal, or physical changes. Yes, gender transition procedures means any medical or surgical service, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Here we go. Prohibition of gender transition procedures for minors. A physician or other health care professional shall not provide gender transition procedures to any individual under 18 years of age. This is just going to increase suicide among young trans youth. And, like, it's fucking bullshit. People who are under 18 can go through gender transition procedures with relative safety. Oh, and they're not allowed to tell the kids about it in a place where they can get it either. This is just an attack on trans youth. Oh, but they're still allowed to force gender transition on a intersex person or intersex person who has not discovered their gender identity yet. Oh, they're also not allowing healthcare to be funded for trans youths either. Well, at least using public funds. Yeah, basically this is basically banning children under 18 from medically transitioning, which might be the only way to save some children's lives. To be fair, there have been some misconceptions, which I don't actually see here, that they can ban, therapy or just general health care, which is raw, which isn't true. However, this bill is still very worrying. We should allow children to live as the gender identity they prefer to live as. What's the video? Bye.